This is Pandas tutorial day 5, in which we are going to cover Pandas basics, Pandas math, Pandas visualization and Pandas 6 questions. Now what does it mean? So to understand, let's get started. So first of all, just import Pandas. Actually we have started Pandas tutorial, 100 days of Pandas tutorial, and this is day 5. So I hope that you have covered the previous videos. Now in this video again I'm working with Titanic dataset, so I'll share this code and the dataset with you. Now this is the passenger ID. This is the output column where we have two categories, 0 and 1. 0 represents that the person has died during that incident of Titanic, and 1 represents that the person had survived. So this is passenger class. There are three categories we will see. These are the names, passenger sex, age, sibling spouse means passenger had brothers, sisters or wife, porch, we have ticket, we have fare of Titanic, we have cabin, there are a lot of null values, embarked. So on this data we are going to perform all the basic operations of Pandas library. If in real world you get a dataset from company, how you will deal. But first, whenever you get such type of data set from your company or any software house or whatever you are working on, you have to ask 6 questions from yourself. आपने खुद से 6 क्वेश्चन करने होंगे. So the first question, check the shape of your data set. So you have to use this shape function where you have 418 rows that are also called instances, and you have 12 columns. Again you can check null values, because when you run model on this data set, then if you have null values in different columns, then your model result will be very lower. So you have to check null values again with isNull.sum. So it will list all the columns with their null values. Now here you can see we have null values, 86 null values in age wale column, and we have 1 null values in fare wala column, and we have 327 in cabin wala column. So how to fill them? Does we need to drop them? Yes, we can drop them, but the best way you have to fill them. Okay, so for that you have to use fillNa method. FillNa method means fill null value, and first you have to mention here the column you want to fill with. So I am going to perform on age wala column fillNa method, and where I specify age wala column का मीन, यानी एक्चुअली एज के अंदर जितने भी मिसिंग वैल्यूज़ है मैं उनको फिल करना चाहता हूँ एज के अंदर जितने भी और जो ऑलरेडी पड़े वैल्यू है उनके मीन से. ओके, एंड इन प्लेस विल बी ट्रू बिकॉज आई एम गोइंग टू परफॉर्म दिस ऑपरेशन permanently. Again we have another column by the name of cabin. Now this cabin has categories, so I am going to fill mode, most repeated value. I am going to put that most repeated value in the blank spaces, I mean the null values. Okay, or you can either goes to drop now. You can use dropNa method to drop any null values. After that, after performing this operation, when I checked, as you can see here we don't have any null values. Now you have also checked duplicate values, repeated values. So after applying this duplicated function on df and using sum function, I'm getting 0, means in my data set I don't have any duplicate values. Last question you can ask, the fifth question you could ask to yourself, that is describe. Describe is very important because it will give you the mathematics or statistics of your data set. It will give you actually couple of concepts, like it's only work on numerical data. As you can see, it has only taken passenger ID, survived, P class, age, sibling, porch, fare, because in our data set these are numerical values. These are numbers because it only works on numbers. But as you can see here we have name, we have sex, and we have a lot of these 2 columns I think, and embarked. This function doesn't work on categorical columns. So first it will give you the count of all your columns. As you can see in passenger ID we have 92, and survived again we have 92 counts, and it will give you the mean, the average value for each column. Okay, so here you can see we have 1099 point something for passenger ID, survived we have 50, and in P class we have, this one 47, and in P class we have 1.18, and as you can see it also gives standard deviation for each column. So 127 for passenger ID, 0.50 for survived. Now these are statistic terms. Okay, standard deviation is the scatterness between values, and it could also give you 5 number of statistic, 5 number of summary, minimum value, maximum value, first percentile, second percentile, third percentile. Minimum value is the minimum value in each column, okay, and maximum value is the maximum value in each column. These 3 percentiles are very important. 25% percentile means that in let's say in age, we are going to cover these 3 things with age wale column. So 25% means that in age columns 27 परसेंट और फर्स्ट परसेंटाइल. इसका मतलब ये है कि एज के कॉलम में 27 एज के लोग जो है ना, ऐसे लोग हैं जिनकी एज 27 है. 25% ऐसे लोग हैं जिनकी एज 27 है. इसी तरह 50% ऐसे लोग हैं जिनकी एज 37 या इससे कम है, एंड 75% ऐसे लोग हैं जिनकी एज 50 और 50 से कम है. ठीक है, सो दिस इज द थर्ड परसेंटाइल. Next, you can also check the information of your data set. It will give you the entries, I mean the rows from starting to ending point, and also give the passenger, the data set, all columns with their data types. You can check it right here. Now let's do some mathematical operation on our data. So if I want to average, to find out the average of any numerical column, that I can use data set name, that specific column, and mean function. So it will give me. So in our data set we have most people with 38 age, okay, and the same thing if you want to find out maximum value, we have another column fare. So I grab that the maximum fare that has been paid by the passengers is 512. The same thing goes if you want to calculate or sum all the values, then you can use sum function. If you want to find out the minimum value, that will give you minimum value. If you want, just let me show you. If I just display this passenger class value counts, just me value, okay, this is the value counts. So actually we have 3 categories. 1 that is first class, 2 that is second class, 3 that is third class. So it means that we have 80 people. There are a lot of people in first class, okay. So I want to find out mode. Mode is nothing but most repeated value, okay. So it will be definitely 1 because it is most repeated. You can also calculate the median value from any numerical column. So I'm going to use median function on age column. So 37 is the median value. You can also calculate standard deviation. Again, the first we have calculated using describe, but you can separate it for each column. You can do it by using this function. So 87. You can also find out the variance, the distance, that is this value for age wala column, okay. So just let me show you some. This value counts is used to calculate all categories count, okay, frequency. Now in P class we have 3 classes, 1, 2, 3. I want to calculate the counts or frequency of each class. So this will help me, okay, this value count function. Now let's do some basics. You can concatenate 2 or more than 2 columns into another column. So we have sibling, spouse, and porch. We have 2 different columns. I want to concatenate them and store them in new column. So when I run this, and let me show you again the data set, here you will see this is family size. Now here we have the values that are comes from sibling, spouse, and porch, okay. And you can also average fare by class. Now just let me show you. We have, as we know that we have 3 categories in passenger class wale column. So I can grab the fare, and I am just interested to first let me show you the count. This is the count, this one. So as we already know that we have 80 people that are in this one and all this, but I am going to take average, so it will give me in percentage. Okay, this is the average. Okay, now you can also sort. If you are interested to sorted your data set in descending order, that you can do by using sort values function, df.sort values. Now here you can specify any column. If you are going to sort this data set on top of fair column, then you can specify here fair, but I am going to sort this data set on top of age wala column, and you can here specify a parameter ascending. It will be false because I am interested in descending order. Okay, by default it is true. So just let me run, and your data will be, as you can see, from 96. We have started from 96 because now this data set has been sorted in descending order. Okay, so next, filtering. This is very interesting. Sometime what happens, just let me show you. Let's say I am going to, let me show you age. Okay, age should be capital, like this. Now here in age, we have a lot of different varieties, like from some people age is 34, someone 23, we have youngs, we have older age people. I am interested to take all those people that has that with age 50 or greater than 50. So you can filter this data. How you will do? You can just use filtering method in dataset. df, within df again df the interested column, and here specify the condition more than 50. Now you will take only those data set where in age column you have let's say 50. Okay, this is another one. Just let me take this one, but I am going to take only age values, so I can say like this. Now it will grab all those people with this age, okay, that are more than 50. Okay, you can also take entire data by using filtering, or you can take subset of data, okay, using the same method. Okay, next let's talk about the last portion of this video, and this is quite interesting and very important. You can use different tools in Python libraries like matplotlib and cbone for visualization, but what if you are interested to use pandas visualization, you can do it. So first I will show you bar plot. Okay, now how you will do that? Just let me cut this portion. Bar plot, we use bar plot when we have a column with categories. So this column, this P class column, is actually categories. If I take their count, their frequency, then you can see that our first class puts, our first class that is our first class frequency is 80, our second class frequency is 7, and our third class frequency is 7. Now for on this I can plot this using plot. Now within this plot you have to specify kind, because we have a lot of plots like bar plot, histogram, scatter. Here I am going to mention bar, and you can also give another parameter like title will be equal to bar plot. You can also give color. Okay, you can change the color. So as we already know that there are 80, the frequency of first class is more than all other, and you can see the result. You can plot this like, and you can plot better plot using matplotlib or cbone. Okay, you can change the color like red, and it will be red. Second, scatter plot, you have to do the same, but it will be a bit different. You can directly use the plot function on entire data, df.plot, and here you have to specify, because scatter plot only works on numerical data, on continuous variables like age and fair. You can't compare categorical data while using scatter. So on x-axis I want to plot all the data points of age values, and on y-axis I want to scatter or plot all the values of fair, and kind will be scatter and color will be red. Now this will give you scatter actually will give you three numbers of summary: the minimum value, the maximum value, and the median again, but it will be scatterness. Now here you can see that we have a person with 60 age, and it has paid 500 fare, and this is outlier. But mostly people are between 10 to 250. Okay, so you can see like this. It means that this person, there are a lot of people. Some people paid $10, but some people paid 280 or nearly. You can also plot a histogram. Again, I'm interested in age wala column, so df.age.plot kind will be I'm going to change the histogram. Now here you have to specify beans. These are nothing but beans. I'm interested in 10 beans. If you want to make more beans, then you can increase the size, but let's set 10, and you can give the title. When you run this, it will give again histogram. You can't use histogram with the categorical data, but in some cases you can use, but mostly use with numerical data. So age wala column is a numerical data. Again, it will give you three numbers: minimum value, maximum value, and median. So it's mean in age column we have people with 20. We have more people with 29 age. So here look at it, 29 age, and this is the median. Okay, so we have 20 people with 29 age. Again, box plot again give you 5 number of summary or statistics. So you have to use plot on an entire df, and here you have to specify only one thing. You can't specify x and y, you have to specify only one thing, y. I am going to use fair values on y, and kind will be box, title will be this. Now let me explain you. Box plot give you 5 number of summary, but in different way. This is the minimum value, okay, and this is the maximum value, that is 280. This box gives you 3 things: first percentile, second percentile, third percentile. We already know this in a describe method, df.describe method. This is the first percentile, that is 25%, and this is the second percentile, that is 50 percentile or 50%, and this is the third percentile, that is 75%. Okay, and this is the outlier. Actually this is this outlier, this one. Okay, but in our data set we have an outlier. Outlier means that in your data there is a value that is not close to other values. Okay, just like if in age column we have 10, 20, 30, but one value, that is 1 lakh, just for sake of example. So this is outlier. Now you can also plot area of the plot. This is interesting. First, what I have done, I have used group by method. I'll explain group by method in different video. It is very interesting, but for now just bear with me. And I am taking survived average. So this is the average of survived. After that, I am using again group by method of the same passenger class, and I am taking survived average, and this time I am using this plot. Okay, so in kind I have mentioned area, and title is this. Now what does it mean? It's mean that passenger class we have 3 categories: 1, 2, 3. So 1.00 to 1.75, this area belongs to first class. This area belongs to first class, from 1.00 to 1.75, and from 2 to 275 area belongs to second class. So it's mean that you can plot area for categorical classes. Now you can also plot pie plot. So again I have a column. Pie plot normally used on categorical data. So I have a column sex in which we have gender and male. I want to find out the frequency or count of male and female. I can use bar plot, but I can do with the pie plot. So in kind you have to specify pie, and here you have to, if for now just let me remove this thing. What does it mean? It's for beginner. So it will actually give you this pie plot, but here you will not be getting the numbers. For that we use this thing, auto percentage. Auto PCT means auto percentage, and you have to specify this format. This is a built-in format. 2f means that I want in float 2 values. So just let me show you. So we have 52.17% male, and we have 47 female. Okay, You can make this thing more beautified by using explode and shadow parameter using within this plot. So I have specified explode. Okay, explode is the first weight, female by 0.1, and I've specified this color. These are optional. Explode is actually separating the classes. Okay, this is the explode, the gap between male and female area or percentage. You can also find out the density. So I have just used age wala column and I plotted, but kind this time density. Density is nothing KDA plot. If you are familiar with Seaborn library, there you use KDA plot. So actually it is equal to histogram plot. It also gives minimum, maximum and median, but in probability. Okay, so here you can see again the same thing. We have 29 for age, but now this time not the frequency but the probability. So yeah, that was the video. Thank you so much for watching this video.